I know we all love looking at massive price targets and hearing about how XRP is going to replace the global financial system overnight. Hopium feels good. It makes us feel confident our bags. But sometimes we have to look reality dead in the eye, even when it hurts. A prominent crypto analyst on X, ChartNerd, just posted something that sent shockwaves through the community. He literally started his post by saying, "I'm just tired of the constant hopium." He apologized to the XRP community because he had to break some very tough news regarding how XRP is performing against Bitcoin. As a community of real traders and long-term believers, we cannot just ignore the bearish data and only celebrate the bullish data. We have to look at what the market is actually doing right now. So in this video, we are breaking down ChartNerd's viral post, exploring why XRP is losing the ground to Bitcoin and identifying the exact zone where this massive multi-year bleed might finally come to an end. No bluff, no fake hype, just the real state of the market. So, let's start with our very first question about why is XRP consistently losing the battle against Bitcoin. To truly understand what ChartNerd is talking about, we have to look at the relationship between XRP and Bitcoin. Most retail investors only look at the USD chart. They see XRP moving up a few cents or holding a certain dollar level and they think everything is fine. But professional traders look at the XRP BTC pair. This chart shows us whether XRP is actually gaining strength or if it is just being dragged upward by Bitcoin's gravity. According to ChartNerd, the reality is that a massive multi-year downtrend has been completely controlling the XRP BTC chart. This is not a short-term dip. This is a trend that has been playing out since all the way back in 2017. Even when Bitcoin extends higher and makes massive moves, XRP has historically underperformed in comparison on a relative basis. ChartNerd pointed out that the chart currently shows absolutely no signs of a major market rotation. In his words, the constant stream of hype on social media does not match what the actual data is doing. Bitcoin continues to attract the heavy momentum and the big institutional inflows, while XRP has failed to establish sustained relative strength against the king of crypto. So, the next question is, what is the multi-year resistance line that keeps rejecting XRP? When you look closely at the history of the XRP BTC pair, there is a clear pattern that has repeated itself over and over again. ChartNerd highlighted a sequence of lower highs that stretches across nearly a decade of trading history. Every single time XRP tries to make a massive run against Bitcoin, it hits a brick wall. The analysts mark several specific rejection points on the long-term chart. These are areas where the bulls tried to pass through, but the selling pressure was too simply immense. The latest rejection point is particularly frustrating because it happened right near a major moving average that traders use to determine long-term trends, specifically the 20-month exponential moving average. While Bitcoin was recently climbing aggressively from the $60,000 range up, toward $80,000, the XRP BTC pair actually lost this key moving average level over a 3-month period. It is a major divergence. Bitcoin is flying, but XRP is sitting beneath a heavy diagonal resistance trend line that has capped every single major rally attempt since the 2017 cycle peak. Until the sequence of lower highs is officially broken, the long-term structure remains under bearish control. So, where is the historical support zone that could save the bulls? Right? Now, it's not all bad news. ChartNerd didn't make this post just to be a hater. There is a silver lining in the data, and it comes from looking at previous market cycles. Even though the downtrend is heavy, the chart also identifies a very specific green support area that the analyst labels as the historical outperformance zone. So let's highlight the part. This zone represents the absolute floor for the XRP BTC pair. Historically, whenever the ratio drops down into this deep value territory, something incredible happens. Okay, this green zone is the historical outperformance zone. Right, this is the exact region where XRP has historically formed its cycle bottoms before experiencing those massive vertical face melting rallies against Bitcoin that we all remember from earlier market cycles. Right now, the pair is trading above this historical zone, sitting around 40 digits 1756 BTC range. But the trajectory of the current price against the current price action suggests that if the selling pressure and relative weakness continue, we could be on a path to revisit the deep green support area. ChartNerd's scale shows that this ultimate floor sits around 50 digits 630 BTC range. It sounds low, but historically touching this zone is exactly what triggers the sharpest reversals. So, what needs to happen for a true structural shift to confirm? So, what is the ultimate takeaway from ChartNerd's warning to the community? Alright, the most important takeaway is that we have to stop relying on dates, rumors, and hopium, and instead wait for verified structural breakout. The diagonal resistance trend line is currently the absolute most critical level on the entire chart. Until XRP can break above the multi-year sequence of lower highs, traders are going to remain cautious. A clean confirmed breakout above the descending resistance line would mark the very first major exchange in XRP's long-term structure against Bitcoin since 2017. Right? That would be the true signal that a massive altcoin rotation is underway. Until that day comes, the best strategy is to watch the historical support region. If we do slide down into that zone, it shouldn't be a time for panic. Instead, based on historical cycles, it could represent the ultimate accumulation zone before the real rotational begins. We need to stay disciplined, watch the actual charts, and respect the market structure. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching, and you might as well want to check this recommended video right here.